Hello everyone, welcome back to online class. I am AKKAMAHADEVI, your science teacher from Upper Public School, Kalaburgi. So children, whenever you go outside or you observe around you outside, so what do you see? Yes, tell me. You may observe plants, animals and all. Okay, so I'm not talking about animals now, just we'll talk about plants. Okay, so when you observe plants which are around you, so what do you think, that they are all of same size? Yes, all the plants will be of same size? No, isn't it? Some plants are short, some plants are tall, and some are medium at height, isn't it? So now you all might be thinking that why Mrs. talking about plants, isn't it? So children, today we are going to discuss based on this only, that is chapter number 7, getting to know plants. Okay. Chapter 7, getting to know plants. So when we look around us, we see many plants, isn't it? So there will be variation in their size, in their height, isn't it? And even in, like, some plants blooms flowers and some will not, isn't it? And even there is variation in the fragrance of flowers also, isn't it? It is not like all the plants are same. There is variation, isn't it? So based on these characters only, plants are classified into 3 types. Okay. So how many types? Based on characters, plants are classified into 3 types. Okay. So let me write here. So based on characters, plants are classified as herbs, shrubs, trees. Okay, so based on the characters, plants are classified into 3 types, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. So now let us discuss one by one in detail, like what do you mean by herbs, what do you mean by shrubs, and what are trees. Okay. So first, herbs. Okay, so herbs are plants with green and tender stem. So herbs are plants with green and tender stem. Okay, tender means here soft. Okay, so how the herbs plants will be? Herbs are plants with green and tender stem. So the stem of the herbs will be tender, like they will be very soft, isn't it? And how, the which color they will be? They will be green. Okay, the stem of the herbs will be green and they are very soft. Okay, and next is herbs are very short. Okay, so the herbs are very short in height. height of the herbs will be very short. They will not grow taller. Their height will be shorter. Okay. And next is herbs are having only few branches or sometimes no branches at all. Okay, so the herbs are the plants. They are having only few branches. Okay, and sometimes for some plants there will be no branches at all. For example, you take spinach. Okay, so there the branches we can see. No, isn't it? So herbs are the plants which are having only few branches. For example, tomato we can see only few branches will be there, isn't it? So herbs are the plants which are having only few branches and sometimes no branches at all. Okay. So next is herbs. So herbs are the plants which we can bend easily. So here the stems are not stronger. So from this sentence what we come to know? We come to know that the stems are not so strong. We can bend easily. Okay. So here first is like herbs are plants with green and tender stem. So you observe tomato plant, okay, you observe pudina and you observe wheat plant. So how they will be? Their stem will be green and they will be very soft, that is tender stem. Okay, so I am talking about which type of plant? Herbs. Okay, so here herbs are plants with green and tender stem. Okay, so next point is herbs are very short in height. So these types of plants will not grow taller. They will grow shorter only. Their height will be shorter only. Okay. So herbs are very short in height. You might have seen tulsi plant, pudina, spinach. Okay. So they are very short in height because they belongs to which category? Herbs. Okay. So their height will be shorter. Okay. So next. Herbs are having only few branches or sometimes no branches at all. So sometimes we may find branches for some plants and for some plants there will be no branches at all. For which type of plants? Herbs. Okay. So sometimes we may find branches for some plants and sometimes we may not find branches for some plants. Okay. And next one is herbs are the plants which we can bend easily. So the stem of the herbs can be bent easily. They are not so thick and strong. Okay, the stem of the herbs are not so thick and even they are not strong, so that we can easily bend the stem of the herbs. Okay, so now you all might be thinking that which are the plants? Yes. So let me write here. Okay, first we will talk about tulsi. So you all might have seen tulsi plant, isn't it? If not, just go and observe. So tulsi plants, their stem will be green and tender, okay, and they are very short in height and they are having few branches and the stem of the plant can be bent easily. Okay, so next example is pudina. Okay, so next is spinach. Even tomato, even wheat plant. Okay, so many more are there. So now these are the examples of herbs. So once again I'll repeat children. Herbs are plants with green and tender stem. Herbs are very short in height. Herbs are having only few branches or sometimes no branches at all. Herbs are the plants which we can bend easily. It means that the stem of the herbs are not so strong and they are not so thick. And the examples are tulsi, pudina, spinach, tomato, etc. Okay, so this is all about herbs. So next category is, yes, shrubs. Okay, so now let us discuss about shrubs. Next is shrubs. Here, shrubs are taller than herbs, but shorter than trees. Okay, so here shrubs are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. So when you observe shrubs, so they are taller, bit taller than herbs, okay, but they are shorter than trees. So we can say that herbs, like the plants are of medium height. They are not too tall and short. They are medium height, isn't it? So here shrubs have branches which are very close to the ground. So the branches of the shrubs will be very close to the ground. Okay. Next is shrubs are very hard but not thick. Okay, we can see that the shrubs are very hard but not thick. Okay, so see here, shrubs are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. So from this sentence, like we can come to know that the shrubs are of medium height. They are not taller also, not shorter also, because they are taller than herbs and shorter than trees. It means that the shrubs are of medium size. Okay. Okay, fine. So next, shrubs have branches which are very close to the ground. So when you observe the plants like shrubs, their branches will be very close to the ground. So in the herbs, we have seen like they don't have branches, or some plants they may have branches, but in shrubs they will be having the branches which are very close to the ground. So when you observe lemon plant, or like few plants are there, like the branches are very close to the ground, like rose also, isn't it? China rose, Duranta, and even jasmine also. When you observe those plants, their branches will be very close to the ground. Okay, so next is shrubs are very hard but not thick. Okay, and here the stem of the shrubs will be very hard. It like they are not thick, but they are very hard. When you observe rose plant, just you observe the stem of the rose plant, they are very hard, but they are not so thick, isn't it? So this is all about shrubs. So now, what might be the examples of shrubs? Yes, children? China rose, okay? Jasmine, lemon, isn't it? So these are the examples of shrubs. Okay? So once again, I'll repeat, children. Shrubs are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. It means that the shrubs are of medium height, and shrubs have branches which are very close to the ground. So the branches of the shrubs will be very close to the ground, and shrubs are very hard but not thick. The stem of the shrubs are very hard, but they will not be so thick. And the example for these are China rose, jasmine, lemon, and even duranta, okay, etc. So these are the examples of shrubs. So now next category, which is that? Yes, children, after shrubs. So next, based on the characters, the third type is, yes, the third type is tree. Okay, so now we will discuss about trees. So you all might have seen trees, isn't it? So how they are? They are short. Yes, children? They are of medium height? No, because trees are very tall. Trees are very tall. Okay, so here trees, they will be not of small, like shorter, medium. They are of taller size, isn't it? So trees are having yes, hard and very thick brown stem. So trees are having hard, brown and very thick stem. Okay, so the trees will be having, we cannot bend the stem of the tree, isn't it? Like shrubs, can we bend the stem of the trees also? No, it is impossible because they are hard and they are very thick, isn't it? And how the branches will be? Branches of trees are like how they will be close to the ground. Yes, children? They are above the ground. Okay, so the branches of the trees are above the ground. Okay, so once again I'll repeat here, trees are very tall. So you might have observed trees, isn't it? So how their height will be? They are very tall compared to herbs and shrubs. Okay, and next is trees are having hard, brown and very thick stem. We cannot bend the stem of the trees like shrubs, isn't it? Because they are very hard and they are very thick. Okay, so trees are having very thick and hard stem. Okay, next, how the branches of the trees will be? Branches of trees are much above the ground. So what we discussed in the shrubs, their branches are very close to the ground. But here, the trees, the branches are much above the ground. And examples for this are, yes, children? Mango tree, isn't it? Neem tree, coconut tree, etc. Okay, so these are the examples of trees. So what we have learned till now, we have discussed about the plants which are based, like types of plants which are based on their categories. So based on the categories, plants are classified into three types, isn't it? Which are those? Herbs, shrubs, and trees. Okay, so now let us see the difference between these three types. Okay, what is the difference between herbs, shrubs, and trees? So now let us discuss the difference between herbs, shrubs, and trees based on their characters. Okay. Difference between herbs, shrubs, and trees. Okay. Based on their characters. So here, okay children, so here we will write characters. Okay, so here we will talk about characters, and here we will take herbs, shrubs, okay, and here trees. Okay, so first we will talk about height. Okay, so first we will talk about height. So how the height of the herbs will be? Yes, children, as I said, like herbs are very short in height, isn't it? So here regarding height, how the herbs are? They are shortest, isn't it? How the herbs are? They are shortest. What about shrubs? Yes, children. So here shrubs are taller than herbs, but shorter than, yes, shorter than, exactly, trees. Okay, so what about trees? They are tallest. Okay, so when we talk about height, okay, so when we talk about height, herbs, their height will be shortest, isn't it? What about shrubs? Shrubs are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. Okay, and what about trees? They are tallest, isn't it? So when we talk about stem, okay, so when we talk about stem, how the stems will be of herbs? Yes, children, they are green and tender stem, isn't it? How the stem will be of herbs? They will be green and tender stem. Okay, and what about shrubs? Very hard, isn't it? But not, yes, very hard, but not exactly. Isn't it? They will be very hard, but not thick, isn't it? And now, what about trees? Yes? Yes? very hard and thick stem, isn't it? So when we talk about stem, okay, so when we talk about stem, herbs are having which type of stem here? Green and tender stem, okay. So when we talk about shrubs, their stem are very hard but not thick. They will be hard but not thick. When we talk about trees, so they are having very hard and thick stem, isn't it? So now we will talk about branches. Okay, so when we talk about branches, how the herbs are having branches? Yes, children? Few or no branches, isn't it? As we discussed, herbs are having only few branches for some plants, and for some plants there will be no branches at all. So when we talk about branches, herbs are having only few or no branches. Then what about shrubs? Very close to the ground. How the branches of the shrubs will be? Very close to the ground. And now what about trees? Yes? Above the ground. How the branches of the trees will be? Above the ground. Okay? So when we talk about branches, the herbs are having only few or sometimes no branches at all. And shrubs, the branches will be very close to the ground. And the trees above the ground. Okay? So here we can see the difference between the herbs, shrubs and trees based on their characters. Okay? So now just you open your textbook, page number 53. There is one small activity, children. Okay? Take out your textbook, pencil, eraser. So until that I'll rub this. Okay, are you all ready with your textbook? So just open your textbook, page number 53. Okay, table 7.1. Categories of plants. So whatever we have discussed just now, just we should fill this in your book. Okay, so first plant name. Okay, first column is plant name. Column, in column 1, again as we have discussed, height. Column 2, stem, and in the column 3, where do branches appear. Okay, so now first we will talk about tomato plant. Okay, so the name of the plant is tomato. Okay, so how the height will be? Short, isn't it? Okay, and now how the stem will be? Green, already they have given. Yes. Tender, yes, the stem will be very soft. Okay, and now whether the stem are thick? Yes, the stem will be thick. You should write here yes or no. The answer is no. Okay. So first the stem of the tomato plant is thick, means you should say no. You should write there no. Hard, that also no. Okay. And where do the branches appear? At the base of the stem? Yes. You should write there yes. Okay. And one more they have given, higher upon the stem? No. Okay. And the category of plant is, tomato belongs to which category? Herb. Okay. So this is first one. So next is mango. So again height, mango tree, very tall, isn't it? So they are having green stem? No, isn't it? Tender? Yes. Thick? They have already given yes. Hard? Yes. At the base of the stem? The branches will be at the base of the stem for mango tree? No. And higher up on the stem? Yes. And for which category it belongs to? Mango? That is tree. Okay. So next example is lemon. Okay. So height, the lemon will be of about our height. It seems like more than like taller than shrubs, as I said, or taller than herbs. Okay. And whether they will be having green stem? Yes. Tender? Yes. Thick? No. Okay. And they are hard? Yes. Obviously, the stem of the lemon will be hard. Okay. And at the base of the stem, the branches will be at the base of the stem? Yes. Higher up of the stem? No. And lemon belongs to which category? Shrub, isn't it? So, like this, few more you can fill in the column which they have given in the activity. Like table 7.1, you can take few more examples and you can fill the table. Okay, children. So, this is all for today's class. So, in the tomorrow's class, like once again, I'll repeat this, and next we will discuss. Still two more are there. Okay, so we will discuss in the next class. Hope children you all have understood this lesson like till now what I have explained. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.